Okay, let's talk about some things that you need to expect when applying abroad. So, of course, you need to get your documents right, selecting the right universities, and making sure that you have the right grades and everything. But here is a slightly uncomfortable truth. You're going to have to take massive action. Look, I applied to over 10, 15 universities and I did not care. That was going to be my goal. That was my goal. I needed to go abroad. That's what I was going to do no matter what, which meant that I was just taking massive action. And that is the same mindset that you should have. So right now you might be thinking, I really want to go to Harvard. I really want to go to Berkeley. I really want to go to Oxford, like these prestigious universities that you have heard of. Put them on a list and put a bunch of others on the list because you will get rejected. It's going to happen unless you're some super genius and like that is definitely not me. Then you're going to be rejected. That is just part of the game. Maybe some document is missing, maybe your grades are not good enough for your program. So you need to be ready to apply to as many universities as possible. So this is not a part-time pursuit, really. Like if you're now in university or you're now in your high school and you want to do this, you really need to dedicate yourself, because this will also show the people around you that you are a worthy investment. You know, they're gonna see all the work that you're putting in. They're going to see every detail of the things that you're doing, all the applications that you're sending, how hard you're working, checking with the embassies, checking with the consulates, and all of those details. That's a lot of work. People are going to see that and they'll feel better helping you because they see that you're actually doing something for yourself, for your own goal. So how do you go through this process? This is when you kind of have to desensitize yourself to the rejections that you will receive. I received rejections in all sorts of ways. Like, let me tell you a quick story. So once I applied to universities in Finland, and the system there was that you could apply for multiple universities with one entrance exam. So you had to go to Finland, do the entrance exam, come back, wait for it, and then you would get the results. The nice thing was you could apply to up to 6 universities, I think, at a time. And if the first university didn't accept you, they'll send you results to the second one, and then to the third one, and then to the fourth, all the way down to the 6th one. So it was great chances of doing it. So I was very excited about this. I'm like, okay, I submitted it. They accepted it. They're like, okay, you're invited for the entrance exam. I went to the embassy. I put my documents in there. I was like, yeah, I'm invited to this entrance exam. I had to wait a week for my passport to come back from the embassy. And I get there and there was a stamp on it saying denied. I was like, what the hell? How is this denied? It was denied because you cannot apply for a visa with the purpose of taking an entrance exam. I needed to basically lie to the embassy saying that I'm going there just as a tourist, do the entrance exam, and then come back, which, guys, the costs for this would be astronomical. Like, my parents don't have that kind of money. They can just send me there to do an entrance exam that might or might not work, and I couldn't ask them to do that without any kind of certainty that I was going to be able to stay there. So because of that, I ended up getting this rejection from the embassy, and of course that crushed me. You know, I didn't feel good about that, but I just kept going. Right after that, I kept applying. I applied to universities in Germany. I applied to universities in the Netherlands. I applied to universities in Sweden because education was still free at the time there. So I just kept on applying because it didn't matter. If this is your goal, no matter how long it takes, you should just keep going, because you can give up after the first application period and that's it. You will never know. You can give up after the second application period and you just never know. For you to have an idea, I started this process about 4 years before I was actually able to go abroad. So when I reached 10th grade, I knew I wanted to do IT, so I left high school and I went to a vocational school that lasted 3 years. And then after that, I went to university for 1 year, and then I went abroad. And the reason I went to university for 1 year was because I kept on applying and I kept on getting rejected. So I had to get into some kind of university. But as soon as I got accepted, I'm like, I'm going, because that was my goal. I just kept doing that. And when I moved from high school over to the vocational school, my entire intention was to go abroad and make sure that I know my shit, to make sure that no one was going to look at me and be like, oh, okay, this guy just came here and he doesn't know anything. So the hard work and dedication that you need for this is massive. You might be looking at me now and be like, okay, this guy is over there. He already managed to do it. He made it. It's fine. It was easy. His parents were probably loaded and everything. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not, guys. You have to still put in a lot of work, and you need to be ready for that. You need to be ready for spending hours and hours researching documentation, hours and hours reading through the syllabus just to be ready for it, and accepting all of the rejections. Because trust me, after all of those rejections, after everything that I had to do, after everything that my family had to do, like all the things we had to sell, the loans we had to make, it was worth it. This was the goal that I had. I managed to make it here. Now I'm able to help my family. My mom's house is this close to being finished. In just a couple of months, it's going to be done. So in the end, it was worth it. That's why it's so important to, even when you're making that list, be sure that the place that you're going to is going to make such a big lifestyle change for you that is going to make everything worth it. That is going to make all the hard work that your family puts in, that you put in, worth it. So guys, that is the non-sugar coated version of what it takes to go abroad. I hope that you're prepared for this. If you're not prepared for this, then pick something else to do. But if you are, stick around, watch some of my other videos, leave your comments saying that you are prepared to do this. If you watch this far, I'm sure you're gonna do fine because you're really interested in this. So make sure to leave a comment down below saying I'm prepared, because you know what it takes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.